It's been a long time in the making, but students in the Central Campus Home Building course have finally finished their latest project, a beautiful brand new home. Today, I'm lucky to be here with their instructor, Daryl Kitterman, who's going to take us through a tour of this house. Daryl, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Well, thank you for coming.
Before we get into the tour of the home, could you tell us a little bit more about your class and what they're all about?
Yeah, well, obviously one of the things we do is build a house, but we also build sheds. We study architecture a little bit. If the student was headed into architecture engineering, then he would like to be in my class because it gives him a leg up on everybody else that has never built anything. We do a lot of field trips to various locations. We look at components. We talk about how to make money. We talk about real estate, purchasing it, what the good things are and what the bad things are.
So would you say building the house is the most important component in your class?
It's a big piece, but what the students walk away with is far greater than that.
That's fantastic. So was all the work on this home done by your students?
Not 100%, but most everything was done. I will say that we didn't do the HVAC. We did the plumbing under the supervision of a licensed plumber. We did the electric under supervision of an electrician. And the roof, we had some people come in and help us put that on. It was rather complicated, and the students were involved certainly. But we did most everything. Now the most interesting part is we are held to a little higher standard because it's student built. People go, oh my gosh, it's student built. We can't build like an average builder. We have to build it to a higher level than that. So we're a lot pickier than the average house you'd find.
Well, that'd be great for a prospective buyer. So what are your exact plans for this house?
We're going to try to get it sold. The money that's generated from the sale of this house will be what goes back into providing some money to build the next house.
So could you take us through a tour of this home?
Some of the really high spots is the bamboo flooring. Obviously all the kitchen appliances come with the house. Out in the front we have a acid stained driveway, so it's kind of a cocoa cordovan brown, and we have beautiful stone front on it. Have tall ceilings in the garage. We have an 8x16 garage door, so you can get in there with a very large vehicle. We have a cathedral ceiling in the barrel vaulted one in the master bedroom. One of the things we always do is we put the laundry room near the master bedroom where the dirty clothes are generated. And we think that's a big feature. The ladies seem to like that an awful lot rather than carry stuff up and downstairs.
So what would you say that your favorite feature of this home is?
I like the bamboo flooring. It was really nice to put down. The students liked it. It's hard as oak, and I can testify that we went through a lot of saw blades trying to get it cut and get it put into place.
So is this actual house for sale?
Yes, it's listed with Iowa Realty, but if you have your favorite realtor in the greater metro area of Des Moines, they can certainly show you the house.
Well, Daryl, thank you so much for this tour of this home. If you'd like to find out more about this house, please contact our website at www.channel12online.org. Here you'll find a link to the Iowa Realty web listing of this house. Thank you so much for joining us on location today. I'm Catherine Chido for Channel 12. Buildings in downtown Des Moines are usually associated with great insurance, banking, and other financial services. But did you know that there's also great elementary education right in this downtown building? Hi, I'm Catherine Chido, and welcome to the Spotlight. This building, located located on the corner of 9th and Walnut in downtown Des Moines, is home to Walnut Street School. As a school of choice for parents across the metro, this elementary school provides a global education so students can become successful and prepared for life in the 21st century. There's a lot that's unique about Walnut Street School, set in the heart of downtown Des Moines, so let's take a look and find out why it's just so special.
I'm Craig Leager. I'm administrator at Walnut Street School in downtown Des Moines. Walnut Street School is one of 2 elementary schools in downtown Des Moines. We're unique in that we are a school of choice, so parents choose to send their children here.
Raise your hand if you've ever been to the beach.
As a school of choice, we don't serve a geographic location as many traditional schools do. Rather, parents can, from across the Des Moines Public School District or even around the metropolitan area, choose to send their kids downtown. Some of the programs that we have at Walnut Street School include a preschool program for ages 3 and 4. We also have early childhood special education, kindergarten through 5th grade. We have the Intensive English Language Center.
And also within the, we need to put an E on it.
In our building, which is 6 floors, 3 of those floors are dedicated to Walnut Street School. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor. 2nd floor houses our office, our cafeteria, our gym, as well as some of our classroom for primary level. 3rd floor houses our Exemplary Early Learning Center, which has our preschool and our early childhood education programming. And then 4th floor houses our intermediate grade levels, an art room, music room, library, and some additional office space.
Uh-oh.
Our parents have access through the Skywalk system, which is a unique feature for us, and again is a bonus for our parents that work downtown and have that convenience of just going on a stroll through the Skywalk to get to school and pick up their kids at the end of the day.
I saw it.
My name's Jen Elrod and I'm a 1st grade teacher here at Walnut Street School. I think my favorite part about teaching here is that everything is very hands-on. We're very interested in what the children want to learn about, and it keeps the kids on task. It keeps them interested in their learning. We make sure that they have a good time as well as learning. And I just really enjoy being actively involved with them. And it's not that we hand them a worksheet and then have them sit down and work on it while I sit at my desk and do work, but I'm working with the kids all the time.
We believe in creating students that are creative, critical thinkers, and a multitude of other skills that are going to prepare them as they move forward throughout their life. One of the great benefits of being a school of choice is that many parents who work in the downtown area are much closer to their children and see that as a great benefit.
My name is Michael Foster, and I'm a parent of a Walnut Street student. What are advantageous things of being here is my wife works right across the street, so she can keep an eye on Tori during playground recess and that kind of thing. If anything should go on, she can get over here very quickly.
I would say probably 75% of my families work downtown here, whether it's across the street at Wells Fargo or Nationwide or a couple blocks away. But I bet on a daily basis I have at least 1 to 2 parents that stop in, whether it's over the lunch hour or recess, just to pop in and say hi, just to let their kiddo know that they're just right down the street. They are very much hands-on parents. They love to come into the classroom and to help out. And I bet I email 5 to 10 parents a day, just letting them know what's going on, answering any questions that they have. They're very much hands-on parents that care about how their children are doing in school.
Beautiful.
One of the things that we see as a great benefit here is that kids are exposed to a tremendous amount of diversity, knowing that they are coming from all points around the metropolitan area. So there are life lessons in that fact alone, that when they come here, they're going to build new relationships and new rapport with kids that they may not have ever met before. And we take pride in that, and we focus a lot of our energies on meeting the needs of the whole child and not just the academic piece, but those social, those emotional, as well as those academic pieces. Being downtown, we're very convenient to many cultural venues that allow us to extend the learning for our students. And doing that, relatively easily in the day, being able to take some walking trips, getting to the central library here downtown, doing some other things out in the community.
We are surrounded by so many things that the kids can use to learn with. In a neighborhood school, you're kind of stuck in the middle of the neighborhood and you have to hop on a bus to get anywhere. Being downtown, we can walk through the skywalks, we can walk to the science center. There's so many different things down here to help the students learn that it really helps with that hands-on learning.
I would say there's a few things that parents would say that makes them very happy about Walnut Street School as a choice. One of those is the academic rigor that we provide.
The work she brings home is more, I mean, she's doing geometry in 3rd grade, where I didn't touch it till high school. So just the pace of the work seems to be more on an accelerated pace.
Since we are a smaller school, we're almost more like a family. I feel all the staff is very close. I feel like I know kids from kindergarten all the way up to 4th grade. They remember me from when they've left. I know them before they even come to my classroom, and we really have a great connection, which I think truly, truly helps in the learning process. Because if that child feels connected to their teacher, then they're going to let them work with them a little bit easier.
Who remembers what Dad was doing in the ocean? Kennedy?
Wrestling with the octopus.
I would recommend this school to another parent just because of the proximity to a lot of the office buildings down here. Like I say, majority of the parents work down here. My wife comes over for lunch sometimes. Some of her friends' parents come for lunch. So you can spend a lot of time with your child, whereas if a child was in a neighborhood school, you couldn't do that.
I just think Walnut Street School is such a fabulous place for kids because they are so actively engaged in their learning and they are excited about their learning.
We have been Des Moines Public Schools' best kept secret, and we're letting that out today. We're letting people know that we're here. We are conveniently located to many things. We've got wonderful staff. We've got strong curriculum. And the future is bright for us. And we are looking for people that are passionate about their kids' learning and passionate about how their kids will live their lives throughout the 21st century. And that's the gist of who we are, where we're going, and I think that in and of itself is what makes us special.
With small class sizes, convenient access for parents who work downtown, and a challenging but fun academic environment, the Walnut Street School is a great choice for parents across the metro. If you would like to find out more information about Walnut Street School or set up a tour, you can contact their offices at 242-8438. You can also find more information on their website, which you can find through a link on our website, www.channel12online.org. For now, I'm Catherine Chido. A building with a rich history in the heart of Des Moines is the new home to a high level of academic learning in the Des Moines Public Schools. Central Academy has been part of Des Moines schools since 1985. Since its inception, the concept has been to offer a high-achieving curriculum by offering courses that the 5 comprehensive high schools couldn't offer on their own. Advanced placement, honors, and international baccalaureate courses make up the offerings at Central Academy, and students as young as 6th grade are able to take courses there. This fall, Academy classes were moved into the former Wallace Homestead building, next door to Central Campus. And now that pretty much all of the boxes are unpacked and the dust has settled, Central Academy finally has a place to call home. For many years, Central Academy classes were held on the 3rd floor of the Central Campus building. As the course offerings grew, the need for more space grew as well. So the district expanded Central Academy classes to the Papa John Education Center a few blocks away. However, this new space still presented problems for the Central Academy classes, notably that the space was simply not big enough. In late 2007, just as the district was looking into how to deal with the need for space in the Papa John building, the building known as the Wallace Homestead building, next door to Central Campus, went up for sale. Seeing an amazing opportunity that couldn't be passed, the district investigated this building and found it would be a perfect place for the new location for Central Academy.
When this facility became available, it became a great opportunity to solve some problems that otherwise we would have been facing.
Those problems included finding enough space on the property at the Papa John Center to allow for a proper expansion.
The Papa John Center had a great location. It really did. It was visible, but that came with challenges. And the challenges that came with certainly would include that we would own the building, but we wouldn't have owned the land. And that created some problems and complications, as well as parking would have always been a challenge. One other advantage is that we had to bus students from Central Campus main building over to the Papa John Center. So we're going to be saving some money in busing as well.
When the district first looked at the Wallace Homestead building, it wasn't much more than a shell, making a remodel of the building a very practical option. And because work was already being done to address issues facing an expansion of the Papa John building's space and program offerings, none of the prep work was lost.
Well, it was a great experience being over there because it did coincide with the design that our staff was going through to redesign what the academy should look like in the future. Our lessons, our curriculum were outstanding. We wanted facilities that also prepared students for that college experience.
Taking those lessons learned while at the Papa John Center, the teams of architects, teachers, and students were able to give this building a life of its own, while still keeping some of the historical components of the building. The Wallace Homestead building was built in 1913 and served many purposes.
At that particular point, it was used for, I believe, Farmer's Magazine. Then it expanded with some printing on the back side of the building, which is why you'll see two sections if you tour the building. And then from that point, Meredith Corporation purchased the building for various magazines. And at that point, it was sold to an entrepreneur where I believe he was speculating building condos. Market fell out of the community, more condos than people were seeking. So consequently, out of Dr. Nancy Sebring's vision, she elected and decided with the support of the school board to purchase the building. And it is just working out fantastically.
This truly is a unique building, and when you walk in, you're taken immediately by the fact that it doesn't feel like a traditional school. When you first walk in the front doors, you notice a large gathering place with soft chairs and tables, and that's one of 6 student areas that students designed. You also would notice the security of the building. We have the ability to secure the building where the only entrance is through the main office. We also have the ability to lock all doors except the front doors during the school day, and we have cameras to allow us to observe anybody needing access at any of those other entrances. As you walk through this building, there are some things you can't see. We have a wireless network throughout the entire building. We have a series of laptops that are available to students in the main office. They just can come in and check one out and use it during free periods that they might be here. As you venture into the building itself, you're taken by some of the views off the south end of the building overlooking the south side of Des Moines and the Raccoon River Valley. As you move up into our science wing, you see some of the science classrooms that are state-of-the-art, very comparable to college-level classrooms. In each classroom, you'll find state-of-the-art technology. Not only is each classroom wireless, but each teacher has 2 computers, one that is part of a teaching station that includes an Elmo camera and a ceiling projector.
Multiply across.
Construction started in April of 2008, and most of the move was complete by the time school started. However, some classrooms were still being finished at that time, so some were unable to move in until October. Now, all moving is complete, and students are glad to be a part of this new building.
The students, I think, are the easiest to adjust to any change in environment, and they immediately took to the building. They love the colors. They love the fact that they have areas designated strictly for them, and the building is really about how we can transfer information and teach them in our programs to the most efficient techniques out there.
Serving nearly 1,400 students, Central Academy is a highly regarded educational addition to Des Moines schools. The new space allows for continued growth of our academic programs. In fact, this year's Central Academy became Iowa's first school to offer the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. It's opportunities like IB that Central Academy offers, and they're glad to finally have a place to call their own. For Channel 12, I'm Allie Mershman.
What makes a good news story? How should the story be told? And most importantly, why should someone care that an event is happening? At One Des Moines High School, they're answering those questions and won a national award for their efforts. Hello, I'm Alexis Andrews, and welcome to The Spotlight. The Challenger is the student newspaper at Hoover High School. Earlier this year, the publication won the George Gallup Award, which is the highest honor from the Quill and Squirrel Society, an international honorary society for high school journalists. Now, winning this award was no small task. The staff works hard to put out a quality paper, so we stopped by to take a look at what goes into creating an award-winning high school paper.
I'm Tim Pilcher. I'm the Publications Advisor here at Hoover High School in Des Moines. The Challenger, which is our high school newspaper, won what is called the George Gallup Award. It's the highest honor that's given by the Quill and Squirrel Society, and the Quill and Squirrel Society is the International Honorary Society for High School Journalists.
As you can see, there's a lot less time to do this issue. My name is Edward Rodriguez. I'm a senior at Hoover High School, and I'm the editor of the Hoover Challenger. What's going to be required of you guys is for you on your own time to work on this issue. We currently come out every 2 weeks. It's a newspaper for Hoover High School. It's geared to the students and faculty of our school. It's entirely student-run, so all of us, we write the articles. We decide what articles are going to go into it. We take our photos. Everything that goes into the paper, it's done by students.
Pretty much like a real newsroom. Back when I was a reporter and then ultimately became a high school teacher, I always said, I want this to have the feel of a real newsroom.
Health/lifestyle story idea.
So they start the process like any newsroom might. They have a day or a half a day where they sit down and brainstorm story ideas. Everybody brings about 6 to 8 ideas to the table. Everything is a good idea up until it gets thrown out in front of everybody, and then they discuss the relative merits of, is this interesting, does it apply to Hoover, does it have all the news elements we look at, timeliness and conflict and drama and proximity and all of that.
I have something. Okay. Dieting, and is it healthy for teens and when it can become dangerous?
From there, the ideas are decided upon and assigned to the pages, and then from there, the page editors start to take over. They make sure that the reporters understand who they're interviewing, what they're doing. Reporters come up with their list of sources. Reporters come up with an idea of how to package the story. I'm a real advocate of packaging, not just telling it in words of the story, but also giving supplemental information within the paper.
If you have any questions, come ask me. I'm going to go type this up for you guys. We have to work as a team. And that's difficult sometimes. Everyone on staff is responsible for making their deadlines, and likewise, we're all responsible for each other. If one person fails, then we all fail. So it's difficult working with everybody, but it's also a lot of fun, a lot of reward for that too. Is there a second to that story? Pat Hawks is a former editor-in-chief of the Hoover Challenger, and he came up to me and contacted me about creating a website for the Challenger, and I thought that was really cool. So over 2 summers ago, so 2 years ago, we got together and we started discussing different ideas for the website, and we created it. Physical paper is a lot more rewarding, but the web is a lot more important because that's where people will mostly go to get their information, and it's the best way for us to get our name out there and for people to read our content.
Often people will say that newspapers are dying. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think that how they deliver content will change. Will the actual physical paper part of it ever go away? I don't think so. I think people like that tactile feel of being able to open something up. In terms of the information they deliver and how that's presented, it'll become much different. We already have a website that they work on. They supply content. Edward, the editor, does most of the organization and things like that. Reporters have to do the same though. They have to blog, they have to, and if you look at a lot of professional papers, that's pretty much the case with them as well. It's like the style thing. the difference between its ITS and its IT apostrophe S. My philosophy, coupled with scholastic press law in the state of Iowa, pretty much designates me as an advisor. Now that doesn't mean that I won't step in if I see a serious issue arise, but for the most part, I think it's important for them to understand the responsibility that it is their publication. They need to make the decisions, and I'm a firm believer that if you give the students the opportunity, that they'll step up to that challenge. Certainly I oversee what they do, but I try to make sure that any of the editorial content decisions, distribution decisions, advertising, staff manuals, things like that are fully developed by them. They then get an idea of what the real world is like. Classes like this teach students more real skills. We talk about the district ends for Des Moines Public Schools. We talk about the Iowa Model Core Curriculum and the 21st century skills that are necessary. A newspaper and or journalism and or yearbook class provides almost all of those skills.
We all really care about the newspaper and how it looks, and we put a lot of work into everything about it, the writing, the design, and then we create a product that we think people like. And what's more important is the skills that we're gaining from being a part of the newspaper. We're not just putting out a paper, but we're becoming better students, better people, better reporters.
Future plans for the paper are to continue to expand their website offerings and trying more mobile reporting techniques. They hope to expand beyond the pad of paper by using iPods, iPhones, and other mobile devices in the future. But for now, they'll keep doing what they do best, telling the stories of the students at Hoover High School. For now, I'm Alexis Andrews. Thanks for watching.
More than 30,000 students are back in class this fall as Des Moines Public Schools begins the 2008-2009 school year. And for nearly 4,800 students, a new school year marks a return to a newly renovated school. I'm Tess Pocock, and we're about to take a tour of the newly renovated school buildings. These renovations were made possible thanks to the voter support of the local option sales tax approved nearly 10 years ago. These school openings mark one of the last stages of the tax, which will be replaced by the statewide 1-cent sales tax that takes effect next year. And after visiting all of the different school buildings that have been touched by this initiative, you can see that it's all been money very well spent. Our first stop on our tour is Lincoln High School. I'm here with Principal Al Graziano, who has had his school under construction for quite some time. So how does it feel to have the renovation complete?
It feels good. We've been at this since the summer of 2004, off and on, in the summers, through the school years, and so it feels real good not to have all the construction right now.
Talk about some of the notable features of your newly renovated building.
Well, first of all, in a building the age of Lincoln, all the electricity, all the plumbing, all the infrastructure had to be brought up to date. The classrooms are all modern with electrical, technology, lighting, heating, and cooling. And then secondly, we've added some features like a link addition with four new classrooms, a new west entrance, a new band room, and a student commons that we never ever had.
What were some of the challenges that you or even your students faced during the renovation?
Well, the challenges for the students were finding their rooms that we kept changing, and the challenges for the teachers, we had to pack and unpack and shift some people. We tried to limit it to one shift, one move, but in some cases the band, for example, had to move 3 different times, so those were challenges.
And what were the teachers' responses to the renovation?
Well, the teachers were very flexible, and we kind of worked out of boxes off and on, because we didn't want to unpack and then have to pack up again. So it was a challenging thing, but everybody cooperated and it worked.
And how will this renovation improve learning in the classroom?
Well, the learning centers, the classrooms, the laboratories, the phys ed facilities, they're modern, they're up to date, they're a pleasure to be in. The kids want to be there, the teachers want to be there, and it'll just go from there.
Thank you so much for allowing us to take a tour.
Well, you're very welcome. Come back anytime.
Our next
stop on our tour is the Walnut Street School in downtown Des Moines. I'm here with Principal Craig Leager. Craig, can you tell me why your school is such an asset to downtown Des Moines?
We actually view ourselves as an asset not only to downtown, but the larger metro in general. We're a school of choice. We do see ourselves as being very unique. Parents make a choice to send their children down here for the programming that we offer. We also certainly enjoy the convenience that it provides for parents in terms of letting them come to school and visit their children when they're downtown working.
Talk about some of the notable features of this newly renovated building.
Most of the construction and renovation occurred here on the 4th floor, and we added an additional 7 classrooms. We have 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and 4th grade up here. Next year we'll add a 5th grade classroom. We have a counseling classroom up here, 2 classrooms dedicated to the district's Intensive English Language Center. We also added a new library, a new art room, new music room, and a conference room, as well as several office spaces.
Were there any challenges that you or even your students faced during this renovation?
On our 2nd floor, we added a book room and reconfigured our skywalk access. And we did have some issues there because we lost our skywalk access. So that created a certain amount of inconvenience for parents as well as staff getting in. But of course, we had the lobby access, both with stairs and elevators. So it was a short-lived inconvenience. We do have skywalk access back, so we're excited to have that convenience again.
So what was the teachers' response to this renovation?
Both teachers as well as parents have had overwhelming positive comments to make regarding this. With our new lockers, our new furniture, everybody's very positive and excited to have students back in this space.
Well, this school certainly is a welcome addition to downtown Des Moines. Thank you so much for allowing us to take a tour.
Absolutely. Thank you for stopping at Walnut Street School.
Our third stop on our tour of newly renovated buildings this year is Stowe Elementary. I'm joined by Don Vetter, the principal here at Stowe. Don, your school is nearly 100 years old. How did it feel to have the school updated to a 21st century building?
It was very exciting. We are now wireless, which is great. All of the teachers have laptops and they can communicate with each other in grade level meetings. They can get on the internet. That part has been wonderful. We also, and you can feel it right now, are air conditioned, and that has brought smiles not only to students but to teachers as well. So it's been great, and the building itself is just beautiful. We've kept a lot of the old woodwork. The bones of the school are very traditional and elegant, and we have that piece along with all of the colorful updates. So it's the best of both eras.
So what were some of the notable features of this newly renovated building?
Well, as you will be seeing, we added a brand new gym with 6 baskets. That is wonderful. Kids are in awe of the huge new gym. We've updated the cafeteria so it's bright with lots of with lots of sunlight coming in, and we really like that. All of the classrooms have been renovated with new paint, new flooring, new windows, and the windows themselves have allowed the light to come in, and our views from the 3rd floor are phenomenal with those new windows. So a lot of new updates just throughout the building.
Were there any challenges that you or even your students faced during the renovation?
There were a number. There have been a number of challenges. One has just been locating the things. We've moved 2 years now in a row, so just finding our boxes and making sure that the 5th grade boxes went to 5th grade and 3rd grade boxes went to 3rd grade have provided some challenge for us.
Well, Don, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us about this newly renovated building.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
We are now up in the most northern school in the Des Moines district, Samuelson Elementary. I'm joined by Principal Cindy Rohrig. Cindy, you used to be at Woodland, but now Samuelson. Can you explain why the 2 schools were combined?
First of all, let me say welcome to Samuelson and thank you for being here. We were very lucky because we had 2 schools in our attendance area So our site team spent a lot of time studying which school we should renovate, and we did decide on Samuelson for many reasons. One reason, the traffic on Lower Beaver has really picked up over the last few years, so we wanted to move away from that traffic, and now we're in this beautiful residential setting and we don't have to deal with all that heavy traffic. We also have a lot more land here, so when we put on our addition, if we would have done it at Woodlawn, we would have been kind of landlocked.
Talk about some of the notable features in this new renovation.
Okay, well, let me start with our main entryway. We have a new main entryway. If you had been in Samuelson before, the office was located in the middle of the building, and there were lots of doors, and you never really knew how to enter the building. We moved our administration and office area to the front of the building, so that way we can see every single person that's walking in that door. Also, probably on your way in, you probably noticed our ABC mural. Every student and every staff member worked on that mural, so we're really proud of it. And so that's a very striking feature when you walk in the front door. We added an addition. In our addition, we have 4 new kindergarten classrooms, 3 new 5th grade classrooms, a new art room, new music room, and a gym that's over 4,700 square feet. And our gym is really nice because with it being so large, it's also kind of offset so that we have space for seating, so that when we have, or when our building is used for evening events, people can sit down and watch some of those things that are going on. In the current building that we're standing in now, we wanted to make our classrooms larger, so we took out all of the interior walls. And for example, in this wing that we're in right now, we took our 5 smaller classrooms and made them into 4 larger classrooms, our renovated media center, and then we also, for the first time, and are really enjoying this, a separate cafeteria and gymnasium.
So how will this renovation improve learning in the classrooms?
That's the best part of the renovation. Our site team's whole focus on what was best for our students' learning. And like I mentioned before, we wanted the larger classrooms so that we could have room for all of our work centers and features that we need to have to run a classroom. The classrooms are bright, there's lots of natural lighting, so we're just very thrilled with the classroom settings.
Well, that is so great, and thank you so much for letting us take a tour. I'm sure that you guys are going to have a great school year. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
The last stop on our tour today is Hillis Elementary. I'm here with Principal Beth Sloan. Beth, Hillis has grown to incorporate students from Moore Elementary. Can you explain how that was a factor in planning the return for school?
Sure. Actually, it's been a process for a couple of years. 2 years ago, as we moved to the Moore building and merged with Moore, half of those students came with us and the other half were at Samuelson. So we actually started 2 years ago in that transition, having conversations with the staffs and doing some pen paling between our students. And then last year we were physically at Moore, so it wasn't a huge change for those Moore students, but more for the Hillis kids and staff. So we had a whole year together to really have conversations about what it's going to feel like to come back to our building this year. So honestly, it's been a very, very smooth transition, and we've been so happy about having the Moore families really now a part of the Hillis family.
Talk about some of the notable features of this newly renovated building.
It is outstanding. We are so very happy at how things have turned out. We actually have 4 brand new, newly constructed classrooms, which include a new preschool and kindergarten. But actually we have 6 new classrooms because our old music room and our old library have transformed into classrooms. Those classrooms have brand new windows, new countertops. The coolest part is the lockers for the kids, which is new for them, so that's been great. So 6 actual new classrooms. We have a brand new gymnasium, which we're totally excited about because it really focuses helps us focus on wellness, which we think is a very important part of a child's day. We had a group of parents, the Jump On Board Committee, that really worked aggressively through the year last year to accentuate some of the features of our gym, including a wood gym floor, which was an extra fundraising effort by some parents and some community members, and we're so thankful to them. So we have a new gym. We have a new music room, which was our former auditorium. We leveled that ground in the auditorium and have a brand new music room with some phenomenal acoustics. We have 2 brand new practice rooms, which include orchestra and band, so we're excited about that. We have a new health clinic, which is what we're calling it. Our nurse, who is with us full time, we're so glad to have her, has this new wonderful environment for kids that has just been great. So we have a new health clinic, a new office with a space for staff to have a new workroom area, and also for a staff break room. So we're excited about that. And probably the hub of our whole entire building is our new library. It's just a beautiful space, high-tech space with large, incredible windows, and our new library collection there. We're just so excited to have the library kind of as the hub of our building, which our four corners meet at the H in the middle, and then you enter into our new library. So those are some of the features of our new building.
How will this renovation improve learning in the classrooms and throughout the school?
Well, we know there's research out there that says when you have a renovated school or a new building that academic achievement goes up, and we can already sense that and see that. Kids are totally excited to be at school. They come in every day just very, very excited with smiles on their faces, as well as our parents. So we can already sense the fact that it's really going to transform our school and make it a better place for quality teaching and learning every day, and we're just extremely excited about all that.
Well, the school looks great. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Thanks for taking the time to tour these newly renovated schools. While this concludes our tour for now, it's important to note that there is one more building that opened this year that's bringing a new level of learning in the Des Moines schools. That is the Wallace Homestead building right next door to Central Campus. This building provides a state-of-the-art learning environment for Central Academy's students. Coming later in September, we'll take you on a tour of that building to give you a first-hand look at what it took to turn that building into a new cornerstone for high-level K-12 education. Also this year, work is underway to renovate King Elementary School. In addition, plans are being finalized for Central Campus, Jackson Elementary School, and Roosevelt High School. For now, I'm Tess Pocock, and thanks for watching.
Hello, I'm Bianca Flores, part of the Channel 12 news team. There's a big change coming to our channel very soon. For 10 years, you've been able to find us right here on Channel 12. But now, Mediacom is upgrading their equipment to digital technology. And as a result, our channel is moving to a new number and changing its name. To help explain what this means to you as a viewer, I'm here with Carl Sundermann, one of the producers of Channel 12 News. Thanks for joining us today, Carl.
Thanks for having me.
So you mentioned that there are some changes. What exactly are these changes?
Well, the changes are quite significant. We've been on Channel 12 for 10 years, and this is probably the biggest change in television that's happened since we went to color television. It's very exciting, but what this means for us is that on April 27th, on or about April 27th, Mediacom will move our channel. And for some users, for most users in fact, we'll be found on Channel 85. Some users will find us on 97.3. Because we didn't really want to be Channel 12 on Channel 85 or Channel 97.3, we decided to change our name as well. And the new name is Des Moines Public Schools Red Apple TV. And it sort of plays off the Apple education theme a little bit, and it's just kind of something fun.
Right. So what are the different configurations for the new change that's coming?
Well, it's a great question, and I actually have some things set up over here that kind of represent some generic type of setups that people would typically have in their home. The first setup here is if someone has a digital cable box from Mediacom or a DVR, they're kind of the same technology, plugged into their home theater surround with one of these flat panel screens, or their older set with this kind of screen. Doesn't matter which, but if they have a digital receiver box from Mediacom, they will find us on Channel 85.
Okay, so what are the keys for this setup?
The basic keys that users need to know about this setup is that you're actually you are currently ready to see Channel 12 on the new Red Apple TV on Channel 85 or on Channel 85 with this setup. Currently, we are found on Channel 12 on this box. You'll still see us right now on Channel 12. But when April 27th comes, you don't have to do anything. There's nothing the user has to do. It will just simply change to Channel 85 when Mediacom sends out the signal for that to happen.
Okay, great. So what about for some of our viewers who don't have this exact setup?
Well, it's a good question. We have a couple more examples down here. This one is another very common configuration that folks might have in their house. Maybe they have that DVR, that digital receiver on one set in their house, but on another set in their house they have a new flat screen TV just such as this, but they just have it plugged directly into the cable system. So, you know, just straight into the wall, just like this, plugged right in. These users won't find this on 85, but they will actually find us on channel 97.3.
Okay, great. So what are the keys for this setup?
Well, the basic keys that people need to know for this is that you're actually already ready to receive our digital signal. In fact, users already are receiving our digital signal on channel 97.3. The biggest key to this one is that you will have to rescan your television set to find that channel 97.3, and in fact, you're actually able to do that currently today. So if you're watching this on channel 12 right now, you can, after this segment is over, you can actually go rescan your television set and a bunch of new channels will pop up, and one of those will be 97.3, and that's where we will be found permanently on this type of a setup plugged directly into the wall after April 27th.
Okay, great. So show us our last set that we have.
We have one more setup down here, and this is also very common for someone who maybe has another older set in their house where they've got their main set where they have the DVR and things like that, but this set, you know, might be just used to watch, you know, the news or something like that. So they don't have the DVR and the fancy things set up, and they have this just plugged directly into the wall.
Okay.
The key with this one that someone needs to know is that they're not going to be able to receive channel 12 any longer if they have their TV like this plugged directly into the wall, but they will need a digital to analog converter box. This converter box is available for free from Mediacom, but they do have to contact Mediacom customer support to make that happen.
Okay, great. So the keys for this are just basically this box.
Basically this box. It's a very simple thing to install. It comes with easy instructions, and Mediacom folks will help you understand how to install that if you need help. The biggest thing to know is that this is only if you come right out of the right out of the wall into this TV. Mediacom will provide that box for you for free until April 27th. We'll be found on channel 12, and then we will move to channel 85 on or about April 27th.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much for all this information. It'll be very helpful to our viewers.
Well, thanks for having me.
In summary, channel 12 is moving, and you need to be prepared for this to happen. Because this information is so important for you to know and understand, this segment will air again in just a few minutes, right here on this channel. If you missed the beginning, please stick around. If you are still unsure of how you will receive the Des Moines Public Schools channel after April 27th, contact Mediacom customer service at 1-888-847-6228. We have also provided the information about this change on our website at www.redappletv.org. For the new Red Apple TV, I'm Bianca Flores. Thanks for watching.
Have you ever been frustrated because your personal computer didn't work the way it was supposed to? If that happens in a school, it causes a loss of classroom learning time. So the Des Moines Schools Technology Department's mission is to serve the students and teachers of our district with technology that's not only cutting edge, but also reliable. But what does it take to keep all of the technology up and running? We'll find out on this edition of The Spotlight. The word technology encompasses an enormous range of topics. Everything from a simple lever to the world's fastest computer is a piece of technology. Today, by simply uttering the word technology, most of us think of the personal computer. In a school district with an enrollment that's larger than most towns in Iowa, the computer plays a significant role in students' and teachers' lives. But what does it take to keep all of the computers, projectors, handheld devices, and line of business systems working without interruption? It takes the coordination of the 30 or so members of the Des Moines Public Schools Technology Department. So join me for the next 20 minutes as we take a look inside and see what it takes to keep our district on technology's cutting edge.
I'm Greg Davis. I'm Executive Director of Technology for the Des Moines Schools. Technology means a lot of different things to different people, and in education today, when people talk about technology, a lot of times people immediately think about computers.
I'm William Schoenberger. I'm the Director of Technology for the Des Moines Public Schools. If we look at all of the computers together, we probably have close to 12,000 devices. It's not just computers, we also have printers and other network devices that we support.
As far as the software is concerned, it's got its own little server.
A lot of people in the technology department don't necessarily set foot in the classroom, at least not on a daily basis. But if the things that we support don't work, the classroom teacher knows about it pretty quickly.
We have to make it work. If the staff or the students out in the buildings feel like, well, we've got all these computers sitting here, but they never work, then the focus is going to stay away from them. They're going to go do something else because it's not worth the time and the effort if they're too old or they don't work.
In an organization as large as the Des Moines Schools, we have systems called the line of business systems. These are the systems that have to be in place every single day. These are the information systems that let the Des Moines Schools do what we do.
I'm Randy Dunwoody, Information Services Manager for Des Moines Public School. If we can make the administrative or housekeeping duties that they have to do on a daily basis faster and easier, that just gives them more time in the classroom to spend with their students. Attendance is a good example. I mean, it's a very necessary thing to do, but it takes time out of each period of the teacher's day to do that. So to have that now with Infinite Campus, where they can just click and send that to the office, not only does the attendance center have that information, but the parent, then through the parent portal, real time has that information available to them.
We also have a technology service and repair area. This is a staff that goes out around the district and repairs equipment when it fails. And not only do they repair computers, they also repair projectors, they repair smart boards, they repair TVs and audiovisual equipment. But not only do they fix things when they break, they also go out and they help show people how to use things.
My name is Misty Peterson, and I am a computer technician with Des Moines Public Schools.
Because I know a lot of people are getting this applying computer settings that it's sticking at.
We're similar to a Geek Squad, but only better. And we are here to support the students and the teachers in the Des Moines Public Schools. Well, there's actually 5 computer technicians, 2 AV technicians. We roughly take care of about 4,000 pieces of equipment each. All the hardware, software, kind of teaching people, educating them on the new technology that is coming in. I really enjoy working with people, so I don't get really frustrated with them. It's kind of fun to teach them and see how excited they get when they finally get it. A lot of the old stuff we will keep and we'll use those for parts so that we're not having to purchase parts, because if you have 50 machines come in, you could probably make 25 perfect working machines. I really do love working with the teachers, and now I have the Walnut building, so I've been able to meet other people. I love meeting other people and sharing knowledge with them, so that part makes it enjoyable, but it does get frustrating when you don't have enough technicians to cover, and everybody's problem is specific to them and it's most important to them, and we try to make sure that they feel that we feel that too.
We have a networking group, the group that supports this server room in the district network.
I'm Robert Bledsoe, and my position here at the Des Moines Public Schools is Network Architect. Basically here we try to provide services for the staff and students, such as email, an available network, storage for your files, software that helps you do your job. This network is a very large network, and it's like a living animal. It's constantly growing and changing. It's never stagnant. There's never a point where we can say, we're done. What we're basically here for is to provide a learning environment and provide services to the teachers so that they can meet those goals and provide that to the students. We're one tool in their bag in order to do their jobs and educate the children of Des Moines.
And today, riding on top of our data network is our telecommunications. The Des Moines schools alone probably has a phone system bigger than most towns in Iowa. We have over 5,000 phones in our phone system. And that phone traffic used to be a separate network that was dedicated just to phones. Well, more and more we're moving to a technology that allows the phone traffic to ride on the data network.
My name is Doug Wendell. I'm the telecom manager for Des Moines Public Schools. We are responsible for the networking in the buildings, all the telephone systems and the phones in the classrooms. We're also responsible for the wide area network throughout the city of Des Moines to get the network to the buildings. We also do the two-way radios, the paging systems in all the buildings. We set up networking in the buildings as far as updating all the networking and getting wireless access into our buildings so we can start doing the secure and unsecure wireless throughout the district, which that's an ongoing process, and we just keep building on that as we're going forward.
We have a customer support desk. We call them the CSD. And the CSD is involved in helping our customers use technology more effectively. And so that anyone in the district, if they have a problem or a question about technology, they can call our customer support desk. And over 80% of the time, our customer support desk can answer their questions. If the customer support desk can't answer the question, then they pass the question on up the ladder to more technical people that hopefully will be able to answer the question.
If you're watching it and that floats up, try and do a screenshot.
I'm Lynn Harrison. I work in the technology department for the Des Moines Public Schools, and I am a customer service desk analyst.
Now your email all of that is fine, correct?
The customer service desk is here to take phone calls. We answer emails. You know, our focus is to keep the teachers at work, the students at work. We're sort of that front line, first contact.
Technology Help Desk, this is Linda. How can I help you?
We have some software that allows us to remote to people's computer. In the old days, it could take 10 minutes to find out what kind of computer it even was. Now with our remote access, it has really made us much more efficient. We can actually show people where to click, why to click, how it works, and they can actually see what's going on with how to use their software.
Technology Help Desk, this is Trudy. Can I help you?
We do a lot of educating through our department. Just a one-on-one with our caller, and people will usually are very appreciative, saying I didn't know that or glad to understand that. So again, you know, there's a satisfaction in knowing that we've got somebody back to work.
We have a group of people in our department that deal with supporting the classroom teacher directly. We call them instructional technologists. And these are people that actually have a chance to go into classrooms and work with teachers to show them how to use technology more effectively in teaching kids.
Say when you hook this up to the computer to sync, you actually sync one at a time.
I am Keith Lyles, Classroom Technology Project Specialist for the Des Moines Schools.
You can use your finger and do this, which is kind of nice so they can see the action.
The last project I'm really interested in is the iPod Touches, and that's going on over at Hyatt. And they have a lab of 60. I think primarily 3 different teachers will be using these 2 labs. And they're going to be doing a lot of writing and reading type activities with these devices. They're relatively new, so it's kind of cutting edge to some degree, but it has so much potential. There's no doubt that the iPod Touch is going to have a niche in education.
I am Sharon Reynolds, Technology Integration Coordinator for the Des Moines Public Schools.
We want to say freeze panes here.
For teachers in this room, sometimes we use this room like with the Infinite Campus. Other times we have people from outside, maybe from Heartland or from somewhere else, trying to train them on incorporating technology into their classroom. If you need to get the technology into the hands of the teachers, make them somewhat comfortable with it so that then they're willing to use it with their students. Students are never afraid to pick up a cell phone, to text message, to get on a computer and search for different pieces of information. But those of us who are not the natives to that digital age, then those are the people that are, we hold our kids back sometimes. And so by doing the trainings with the teachers, giving them the opportunity to see that nothing is going to blow up or explode or catch on fire when you get on a computer, why then it makes them comfortable with what then they're going to be needing to turn around and work with their students on.
We can spend money on all kinds of technology and do great things, but we only have so much. We only have so many resources that we can bring to bear in terms of our technology efforts. And so it's very important to take the resources that we do get and make sure they're used to their best purpose and used very effectively. That's what the technology plan does. It allows us to work with a group of people to develop a technology plan and then describe in the plan how we're going to use our resources. In our plan, going back to 1995, it was very apparent in the Des Moines schools that one of our goals was to get a good computer in every single classroom in the Des Moines schools. And we try to put that on a 5-year cycle so that every classroom has a computer that's not older than 5 years.
In the last 2 years, the big innovation is getting to more portability with the laptops, because now we can put the technology in the classroom instead of having to find a space for a lab. We make suggestions as to what technology to buy. And that's one of the roles that I play is a school will contact me and say, all right, we have a grant, we're going to buy some computers and stuff, what should I get? And one of the first questions is, what are student outcomes? What is it that you want students to be able to do now that couldn't do before? And that's again the whole idea behind technology as a tool, is it improves productivity, but it also probably allows you to do some things that you couldn't effectively do before.
I love being part of the technology department for Des Moines Schools. We're here for the kids. Without the kids, we wouldn't be here. It makes a challenge every day.
My gratification is that when I hear and see that a teacher says, gee, we were able to do something today we couldn't do before, or we've been able to effectively had an impact on what students are doing because now the technology works.
Every community member, parent, or just community member should care about the infusion of technology because it is our kids' future, which affects us, it will affect their grandchildren and their children. We are at a different age where our students think and literally think and work differently than even I did. So when it comes to infusing the technology, that's a natural thing for students. For most of us in my age, we had to adapt to it. It came on board after we kind of got through school, maybe when we were even in school, but we didn't really know some of the best ways to teach with it.
The whole point of this is to try to get our students so that they are successful, they are prepared for the world when it's their turn to be able to go out and get a job, that they are really ready to go.
The most gratifying thing for me working in the technology department is that there's just so many tremendously good people in the Des Moines schools to work with. Starting with the technology staff, we have a group of dedicated employees that come to work every day trying to find ways to push themselves to support all of our customers better. But then we have people around the district that really want technology and they want it more. You know, that wasn't always true. You know, it used to feel like we were pushing technology at people, that we sort of had to force them to use it. And now it's more like we're trying to hang on to keep up. Because every day we're getting requests from people that want to do more with technology, and we're just trying to find ways to let them go where they want to go with technology.
Each year, the district adds more devices to its network and continues to provide teachers with the necessary tools to move their classrooms to 21st century learning environments. It couldn't be done without the support of the technology department. With a great support staff who are always looking for ways to improve the classroom, you can be assured that every student has the benefit of growing up in a high-tech learning environment. For Channel 12, I'm Allie Mershman, and thanks for watching.